Dear cat people, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to discuss if your kitty misses the litter box, pee-pees outside the box, how can this is a curse, but it can be a blessing in disguise? What are the main reasons why this happens? What is the difference between a kitty that misses the litter box, a kitty that sprays, and maybe the one that has a blockage? Why this is so problematic for cat owners, what to do about it, what are the options and solutions? A personal story of my beloved cat Thomas and why this can be a blessing in disguise. Are you aware that the number one reason, sadly, that people end up surrendering the cats into a shelter, putting them outside in the street or in the patio, trying to find a home for them, is litter box avoidance? It's very sad because it creates a great level of stress within the household, especially if this becomes a chronic problem. And a lot of people sometimes give up and they don't know that there are options, solutions, and there are differences of why this is happening. Many cat owners believe the cats do this because out of spite, because of a sense of revenge the cats have for us. And sadly, that's not necessarily most of the time or the cases, even though we believe that that's the case. A cat owner will feel more inclined and will tolerate if a cat uses a bowel movement outside the litter box. It's easy to clean, pick up. But if it's urine, it's very difficult because of the locations that this happens, especially if they do it in the bed or in the sofa, very difficult to clean. No matter how many cleaners you use, it's so difficult to get rid of the odor on a permanent basis. And the cat keep going there. That's a problem. So what are the main reasons? We divide them in 3 blocks. We have what is called health or physiological reasons. We have behavioral reasons, and we have environmental reasons. The first thing that we need to rule out if the cat doesn't have a health or a physiological reason. Make sure you find a vet that can work with you and can give you options, solutions, and that you can have a good rapport. That's going to be part of the success of this issue to solve this problem. One of the reasons, again, health reasons, it can be sometimes cats that are senior kitties that have sometimes arthritis that can be a problem getting into the litter box and out. It can be something as a bladder cystitis, idiopathic cystitis, they call that one, the one that they don't know necessarily the reason, and it's chronic. The other one is metabolic diseases like diabetes, kidney disease, thyroid condition. These are the 3 things that will do this. And urinary tract infections, or what they call it, UTIs. The vet will do a physical examination, in most instances a urinalysis and some blood work, and will be able to determine, to do the diagnosis and to be able to provide the treatment. Treatment usually consists of medication, oral medication, diet. Most of the time the vets have an inclination to do a combination of food, and especially if it's urinary issues, they try to do things with canned food. I suggest try to get both. And the other thing that they can do is prescribe maybe a supplement. But the vet will need to be able to diagnose this. Behavioral reasons are more complex because that usually happens because the cats are suffering from anxiety and stress, and this can trigger this, and they are very complex. The vet or a cat behaviorist will be able to help you with that. The environmental reasons are going to depend on the type of litter that you use, where you have the location of the litter box. If it's a covered litter box, if the kitty has access to a side, and most important, how clean you keep it, because they really are very fastidious. How can a course become a blessing, especially if a kitty urinates outside? I'm going to tell you why from my personal experience. First of all, we need to understand that a blessing, in order to be a blessing, you need to recognize it, be grateful and appreciate it, and take action on it. That is the only way to do it. A lot of people don't realize we live surrounded by blessings, and sometimes we don't take the time to appreciate them and value them. My beloved cat Thomas came to my life. I actually, one of these kitties that you rescue and you adopt. And he was already an adult kitty, over a year old, and no neuter. So of course, how to get him neuter. And he had a history before and after the neutering of urinary issues, problems. And there was one time that he ended up developing a blockage. And a little later I will explain to you what is that. So the most amazing personality, the most sweet disposition he was, gave me so much joy. And after almost a year battling back and forth and getting a third and final opinion from a vet, I decided to go ahead and have the vet perform a surgery. They call it PU, perineal urethrotomy. And that particular surgery is sometimes the last resort on cats, but it's the only way sometimes to solve the problem when they get blockage. That particular surgery, it removes the narrowest part of the urethra, allowing easy urination and reducing the chance of obstructions in the future. It doesn't prevent urinary tract infections, but at least it reduces the chances of obstruction. It's like maintaining the pipe and the clean, you know. So that's basically what I ended up doing, and because of the signals he sent me, I was able to, I consider that a blessing, because I was able to get that taken care, get the surgery, and he lived until he was 14 years old. So that's important to keep an eye on that, the monitoring, the observation. And this is when it comes about when we have a block kitty. A kitty that is blocked is a kitty that goes to the litter box and you see that they're straining and nothing comes out, no urine comes out. It's very painful and it can be very life-threatening. And here are some symptoms that you can look at it. And this is where you need to take the kitty to the vet. One tip that will help with all these issues of urinating aside or blockage or two is also put a puppy pad underneath the litter box in case there is any blood or anything you can see. And many cats don't like to, they're not dogs, so they don't like to go in that, but sometimes they do, and this will be something to do. So I think the one thing that is important is to understand, to keep an eye on observation, monitoring, listening to your kitty's body language, making sure that you see if there is anything unusual, different meows, different noises. Take action and your cat will live a long life, and hopefully this problem can be eradicated and you and your cat can have a long relationship. So until next video, don't forget to keep calm, love yourself so you can love others, and carry on. Ciao!